It has changed. I see definitely people are more educated on the topic, less critical on that topic. It is just too much evidence here. Too many people are talking about it. What they may miss is that they have not seen that many examples from their own space until I point them to these examples, like banking and financials, as an example. They may have heard of one or two things, but then I give them 60. And then it becomes clear that this is not an outlier, what they had seen, but that it is a trend. And when their competitor is on that, and when they see the numbers, how effective it was, then it becomes clear. It becomes easier also to convince their management to go with that, because there's apparently evidence that this is working. People are looking at that. And when you look at the larger strategy, that it helps you measure, that it gives, in a company a better overview on the skills of a person, it becomes clear that this is not just a fad that is here, but that it creates, beyond the larger engagement and entertainment, a value that goes beyond that. It's really teaching skills, increasing performance. So it's not just, we did it because we had some budget left, or this is the marketing team that did it. I'm not looking at all at this kind of forms. I'm really looking at things where we improved people's skills, where we improved engagement, that people did more things, did them faster, did them better, and did not burn out by that, but really felt that they are doing a better job, that they had more fun at work, that they felt better, that they learned something, that they had more opportunities in the company, got better feedback, etc. So these are all important things. It's the focus on just, that is fun and that's the only thing that counts. That's not true. That is a side effect that we always aim at. But in the end, we want people to, we want all the stakeholders to profit to benefit from that. And the stakeholders are, of course, the customers, the employees, and the company. Yeah? If there is one side that does not get a value out of that, then it's not working. The majority, over 50% of the projects that we see, the primary purpose is to teach. That means really sales training, support center people, or teaching other skills. So many of these systems are more in the serious game space. Some are going now really into the learning management systems, where they want to engage them more. And this is a natural thing. I think that is a good approach, because it's not mission critical. So I'm not touching a core system that is mission critical and do gamification. And if it goes wrong, I have a problem at hand. But this is something where if it's not working, then nothing is really bad happening. So I just tested it. But the good thing is, then it turns out that there's a lot of experience already in the, for example, training space, gamification training space. So typically I have a lot of examples, and I'm convinced or confident that this will be successful. Once they did it in such a functional area, like training, it's a learning curve. So that means a learning curve for the people running and operating and designing such systems. And when they become more comfortable with that, I think, okay, now we can go closer to a core. We can apply it on a mission critical system, like a business process management system, or a call center system, where we engage people to ask more questions or fill out more forms or do something in a more timely manner. Yeah? And so I see that coming from this outer ring of less mission critical applications to going to the core. And this is not just one industry doing that. I see it across the industry. I see it from the automotive industry to banks to sales support centers, doing a software development companies doing these things, but also countries, labor ministries who want to engage young people who are unemployed and teach them skills and engage them more and change their attitudes, etc. So it's really a wide variety where gamification comes in and is being applied. So my vision is in the enterprise for gamification, that first, of course, we don't have the discussion anymore that is it necessary or not, yeah, or that people keep expressing us their opinions about the term gamification itself, because everyone seems to have an opinion about that. But on the other hand, a term like cloud, yeah, what does it mean, cloud? You're just blowing your data up in the cloud and there it disappears. Everyone is fine with that term apparently and is not discussing that, although I think it's even sillier than gamification, or the term mobile. What does it mean, mobile? Yeah, a mobile device, a car is a mobile device. Yeah, so this is similarly similar, but everyone feels like they're compelled to have to express their opinion about how they are critical about the term gamification, how not they like, how much they don't like it. Yeah. So I think we will be over that in 5 years. The other one is today many of the enterprises are coming, of course, because they're beginning with that. So they're coming with one application, or here one, there one, but there's no larger strategy on gamification yet. So they don't yet have. They're not thinking further. It's like in the analytics space. 20 years ago, you started to have one report here, another report there. They were all disconnected, and then came a solution like business intelligence, data warehousing, where suddenly unified the data, brought it together, and could analyze across departments. And this is the same direction that I see with gamification. We are looking on a holistic strategy from integrating the departments, the data that comes from that, the activity that we track. And that's why I also think that human resources has to be the lead in these gamification projects or strategy. While the sales team may implement it or build it or manage their specific gamified system themselves, somehow the data that comes out there needs to get together. Because in the end, what a gamified system does and the game does, they track activities on people. So in order to reward me, to level me up, to give me feedback, it needs to know what I've done and how well I've done it, in what time frame I've done, and then how well I'm progressing with that. So I get a lot of data, a large data trail on my employees. And this data trail reflects the skills, the competency that an employee has. And suddenly it changes the nature of evaluating, measuring my employees, and also whom to promote, because I have suddenly data here. And a thing like performance reviews becomes anachronistic. I don't need to do that once a year, 9 months after the fact, where I can even remember what I've done there, and it's not fact-based, and everyone knows that, but we pretend to be smart and do that in a scientific or a data-driven way, which is not true. World of Warcraft and such online games, they have better data on the strengths and weaknesses of their players than multi-billion-dollar companies have on their employees, and that's kind of ridiculous. Yeah. So this is the path that I see going. So we will have big data on your employees. We will probably have competency scores for certain areas, which is much more valuable data for everyone. It is valuable data for the employee, for my coworkers, because they can see how I'm doing and if I need help. Yeah, because we know if I'm winning and the others are all losing, then the company loses. But if we win together, the company also wins, and it's beneficial for everyone. My manager turns from somebody evaluating me to somebody coaching me, yeah, giving my direction, because having accurate data, I can direct and guide this person better. HR becomes a business partner that can also help me more. So we change here the way these structures work. I have also more visibility in how I can become better and maybe level up, which means at work, how I can move from, a level one employee to a level two or an SVP or a vice president, becomes more transparent and objective of how this works. So I think there's a much larger story that's hidden under gamification. Gamification today, many just see, okay, it's a bit more fun, more entertaining, more engaging. But in the end, it's also making the work world way more objective and fairer. We're doing a bad job here, yeah, today, and they know it. Yeah, I mean, they pretend to, but they're not there. We expect big data driving basically a lot of our decisions. You know, from Google to, but HR, usually HR ask if they use no because they don't have the data. Actually, I am coming out with a book uh, this weekend, maybe today even. Yeah, gamification in HR. I'm just waiting that the cover is because so it's I have to have this book gamification, enterprise gamification, that just came out in July. Yeah, but now I'm coming out with a series of smaller books, and one is called Gamification Human Resources, where it is a guide for HR people, and the main task of this thing is to give them examples, like 60 or 70 examples from the HR space for different areas like recruiting and onboarding and measuring, etc. To show them that it's not an abstract concept. Others are doing that already. There are solutions there, etc. Yeah, and I'm coming out with a series of those books. Banking and financial is the next one that comes next week, and community and innovation management, healthcare and wellness, sales and support, sustainability, etc. Yeah, so there's smaller books that really focus then on one industry or functional area. You said exactly the right thing. They see it from the other side of the road. If you are open to those things. So the problem for companies who are not willing to embrace that, they may not even notice for some time that they have a problem because they may not really get the millennials on board, the next generation. Yeah. And once they realize the problem, this may be too late. Because if you cannot give them such an experience, yeah, that they are used to, that they demand, they're not coming to you. Yeah, you may not attract the talent anymore that you need in order to survive. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Exactly. working for enterprise gamification consultancies, a consulting organization that helps companies from a implementation, design, and strategic view of gamification. So we help make your design, implement the design, but also look at the larger picture. If it's just not one system or application that you gamify, but a lot of them, and what does it mean for your organization? What can you do with that? We are 4 partners in this organization. We are a global company. We work a lot with technologies in game studios. So we have a large network. We are not pushing a technology. We are looking at the requirements and needs a customer has and create a design or a strategy. And depending on that, we invite in technology partners or game studios or our own developers into the field to do the implementation.